Have I ever shown you my radioactive lenses? This is a Geiger counter. It measures radiation. This is not a fridge. This is a dry cabinet for lenses. Lenses are kind of my thing. I have it locked. There's a key here. Got to keep it under lock and key. It was unlocked. It's open. Radiation is gushing out, right? It's not like a ton of radiation, but it is some radiation. Over 1,000, 1,200, 11. Well, if I keep the door closed, the glass blocks most of the It's completely fine. This video is sponsored by GoPro, and it's specifically about the GoPro ILS, Mission 1, ILS. I'm gonna get the name right. ILS, which stands for Interchangeable Lens System, something. This is what I've been excited about for a very long time. The ILS, which I would be holding in my hand, but it's being used to film this video right now. So they didn't give me two. Maybe they didn't trust me with one. I'm trustworthy. You tech YouTubers should be quaking in your boots right now because Markiplier's on the scene, and I've always threatened you. I was going from Sour Patch Kids to Takis to various other canned foods, corns, green beans, Amazon self-defense products. I was reviewing all of those things. I skirted around the world of tech, but now I'm in your circle. Now I'm in your house. Now I'm raiding your fridge. Now I'm raiding your cabinet, and I'm stealing all your stuff. I'm here. They're coming for me. I didn't add that in. That just happened. I swam in the blood so many times when I was doing Iron Lung. If I'd have had that camera, the time that we would save on setups, the time that we would save on cleanups, I would have been able to put an extra camera under there when I was going in the crawl space into the blood. If I'd have had other angles down there, crammed in a corner, you barely would have noticed it because it would have looked like another bit of tech. And it's so small, I could have painted it out easily in VFX. I could have solved so many problems if I had this on Iron Lung. I will solve so many problems when I'm using it on future productions. It will be absolutely a no-brainer that this is going to be in studio productions all over the place. Not just as BTS, actual shots will come out of this. So why should you care, other than all the pretty footage that I've been showing you, which is from the ILS? But some of it has been comparisons between that and this camera here. This is actually extremely heavy and I am very strong. This is an entry-level cinema camera, even though what I'm holding is roughly like $15,000 total in equipment. If I include the memory card, this is entry level. It's not the most entry level, but this is RED's entry level camera, the Komodo-X. It starts at $6,995, which we all know is actually $7,000, and we're not all fooled by that, right? The camera itself is $7,000. This lens is thousands of dollars, probably around 4 or 5. The rest of it is also very expensive. The starter package from RED is another $2,000 on top of the price, and that gets you, I hope it gets you the monitor. I really hope it gets you the monitor. I fear that it may not get you the monitor. It does not. And I have to interject here because I realized something while looking on RED's site, and I love RED. Don't get me wrong. I have RED, shot Iron Lung on RED. I own many REDs, which gives me a right to say this. This is the handle for the RED. It costs $699. You know what else costs $699? The entire ILS. The entire ILS is the same price as the handle. In comparison, this ILS starts at $699, which we all know is $700. We're not fooled by GoPro. Can we all just as a society agree that we get rid of all the nines in the pricing? The camera is $700. The media mod is about $150. The lens is $350, I believe. The audio thingamabob is another $120. So all in all, it's about $1,400. Let's call it $1,500. Let's call it that. Because that means it's 1/10 the price of this. Everything that you're seeing that is filming what you're seeing right now, which is me and holding this, and all of that you're seeing in front of the camera, is $1,500. The camera being $700 and that being $7,000 also is a very coincidental comparison because that means it's 1/10. 1/10 of what this is. Even with all the accessories, it's 1/10. Is it 1/10 as good? Because that would be, if every dollar was another increment of quality, then that would make a lot of sense. But it's not that. Is it half as good at 1/10 the price? Oh, it's better than that. See, what you've been seeing in the comparison footage has been both of the cameras on equivalent lenses from both Minolta Records. They're slightly different focal lengths, but I tried to match the field of view. They are from the same family, they're from the same era, literally from the same years of manufacturing, from one of the most consistent lens glass manufacturers in history. I know this because I know a lot about the Minolta lenses. And I gotta tell you, looking at the footage, it's not half, it's not 1/10. Sometimes this footage looks better. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not paid to say that. I've been excited about this since I first saw teasers of it, and the GoPro was putting up like the next generation GoPro, and I see some depth of field and some image quality that I'm like, that's not what I would expect out of a GoPro. And I love GoPro. I've been using GoPro throughout my YouTube career. We had behind the scenes on Iron Lung, and I did a whole video series featuring a GoPro. I think it was the 8. The van vlogs, all entirely filmed on GoPros. So now they are entering the cinema world, and that's my territory now because I made a movie. I'm a director. I'm a director of a real film that was in theaters that everyone can say, yep, that was a movie. As a filmmaker in cinema, there are some specs here that this camera can't come close to. So this can shoot 6K resolution. That can shoot 8K, and that can shoot 8K 60. This can do 6K 80, I believe. This can do 4K 120 frames per second. That GoPro can do 4K 240 frames per second, and it looks amazing. So some of the comparisons, I can't even get this as slow as that can go, and you can see the speed difference between them. If slow motion is what you need, this at 1/10 the price is kicking this thing's ass. That's fucking nuts. This is very heavy. I want to put this down. All that being said, what does that mean for you? Why should you care? It's because I care about tools being accessible for people. The entry level into the cinema world cannot be $7,000 because people cannot afford $7,000. There is a way that you can get access to this by renting the equipment, but the rental fee for this, for your shoot, would still be more than what this costs to buy. And can it stand up? And could you make an entire film with this? Yes, I believe you could. There are some qualifications to that. This shoots very high quality, high bit rate, 10-bit compressed video. This thing shoots raw. That doesn't automatically mean that it's cinema quality. It means that you have more flexibility in post to manipulate this image into what you are looking for. You can still manipulate this because it shoots GP log 2, and what log means, it looks kind of like this. I'm logged. All that's fancy means is it puts the color and data on a curve that you can compress and push and pull more colors out of it. It allows you a bit more flexibility in post. If you're just making YouTube content, it doesn't really matter all that much because the color profiles that the GoPro comes with have always been good. People have noted that GoPro colors are good. I would say that what you're seeing right now looks pretty good. I've actually talked to the GoPro people and they say it can push a lot more data at a much higher bitrate, but they're limited because the camera is so small. That's the other thing. This camera is tiny. There is an arm on here and it sits like a vestigial limb. You know the anglerfish, the true facts about the anglerfish, and the male anglerfish attaches itself and becomes a floating pair of testicles on the larger female. That's what it looks like. It is minuscule compared to this thing. And this is so heavy, and also one of the big things I like about it is because it's so light. It's so light, so tiny. This thing is itty-bitty. It's itty-bitty. It's like holding a pair of baby shoes. It's just cute by default, but it's so capable. I love this camera. I love what it represents. I love that it opens up a whole world for people to get access to cinema quality things. And make no mistake, this is cinema quality. Look at the footage that I've got from this. I would have been stunned if it had come close to this RED. I thought that it would be a pretty good contender, and I wanted to give it a benchmark to be like, okay, this is what it sits next to on a cinema camera so you can draw some judgments. I did not expect it to not only match it on most of the shots, but literally beat it. There's probably some more latitude that you could pull out of it. I am not a colorist, but straight out of the camera, it looks fantastic. I put shots from this camera in Iron Lung with this lens into Iron Lung. If I put the equivalent lens on this GoPro ILS, I would put those shots in my movie. And I will put them in my movie when I make more in the future. I will be using this extensively. I wonder if I can get a thumbnail right now. $7,000 camera versus $700 camera. Whoa, whoa. Maybe get some of this by itself. Yeah. God, it's so heavy. Oh my God. God, it's so tiny. I would be remiss if I didn't actually have in the video me holding the camera that has been filming most of the video and filming almost everything you've seen in the video. This is it. When I said it's like holding a pair of baby shoes, I was not joking. This thing is minuscule. The lens is bigger than the camera itself. And this is a tiny lens. This is an itty bitty lens. This is about as small as lenses get. And it's still bigger than the camera itself. That's nuts. You get an entry point into that world. You can get it for yourself through the link in the description below or with code Markiplier, but you can also have this in your school. I believe that there is value in this as an educational tool. You can ask your film class or your film club or AV club to consider this as the entry-level cinema camera because it's built rugged, tough. People are going to drop this, especially if they're learning. People are going to lose it. People are going to do crazy things with it trying to get a shot and it's going to get destroyed. They could get one of these or they could get 10 of these for the same price. And again, I don't want to shit on RED. I think the handle is very expensive, but that's not their fault. That's the nature of the cinema business as a whole. I want more people to learn how to do this. It has been the pursuit of my life and it has been so fulfilling to be able to create on a level that allows me to get something into theaters for people to see. And I can't wait to learn more, and I think that the earlier people start learning on tools like this, the better they will be off down the road when it's time for them to make their own movie. Just remember you need lenses for it, so you will start eventually an addiction of collecting micro Four Thirds lenses, and then even when you start getting adapters, you'll start to realize like, oh, I can make pretty much any lens work. My radioactive lenses. One of the things that I don't have with me right now and something that I want to experiment with is anamorphic. If you don't know what anamorphic lens is, you can find another topic about it. But just know those that want anamorphic lenses, this sensor in here is a 3x2, I believe, sensor, which is particularly good when you're shooting open gate for anamorphic lenses. And you know who happens to make anamorphic lenses that are small and micro Four Thirds? Laowa. Oh, that would have been more impactful if it focused. Laowa. Laowa does. So shout out to them. I have a lot of their lenses. I think they're great. I especially have their probe lenses. And without them, some of the shots in Iron Lung wouldn't have happened. You might also have a fridge of radiation in your office. That's all I have to say about this. It's a wonderful little beast. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!